Today we will learn intervals. Interval is the distance between two notes, and we always count from the bottom to the top one. And there are two types of interval: melodic interval and harmonic interval. Melodic interval, it will be written separately like this, separately. And harmonic interval, you need to stack on top like this. Write them together. This is harmonic interval, this is melodic interval. And the way to count, always start from the very first note. For example, this is F. F will be counted as 1, which is first. So F to G is called second. F, G, 2 steps. So interval of second. And then F, G, A, 3 steps. So third. And then fourth, F, G, A, B, fourth. F, G, A, B, C, fifth. F to D, F, G, A, B, C, D, sixth. And then 7 and 8. 8, we don't usually call 8 TH like this. We use octave, which is 1 octave. From F to F is called 1 octave. Or any note, for example, C to C, like this, middle C to C. This is also 1 octave. That's why it's called 8 VE. It comes from 1 octave. And all this, the example here given are harmonic interval. If you want to make it melodic interval, for example, F to G, you have to write further, like this. F to A, F, A, like this. And this, we cannot write on top of each other. For example, F, G, like that. We can't write them together, not like when we write F, A, we can write on top of each other. But F to G, we just write closely next to each other. This is a special case for the interval of second. And another example, if you want to write interval of second, for example, G and A. G, A, just next to each other. This is harmonic interval. But if you write further apart, G, A, this is melodic interval. And this will be easier if it's not second. F to C, for example, this is harmonic. To make it melodic, F, C, like it further away. And the rules to count the intervals, you always have to count from bottom to the top. For example, this is G, this is B. We count step by step. G, A, B. So 3 steps, and the answer will be interval of third. Do not count upside down. For example, some people count G to B is 3 steps, but they count from B to G. So B, C, D, E, F, G. If B to G, it became 6 instead. So always count from the bottom to the top. If you are counting from the higher note, then you have to count backwards. Okay, so now this question is all for melodic interval. G to E. G, A, B, C, D, E. This is 6. So step by step. And the first note itself is counted as 1. So first note onwards. G, A, 1, 2. Second. G to C. G, A, B, C. Fourth. G to F. This will be 7. So you count 1 by 1. G, A, B, C, D, E, F. It will be 7. Okay, now move on to bass clef. C to G. This will be 5th. C to E. 3rd. C to D. 2nd. C to A. 6th. C to C. This is 1 octave. So 8 VE instead of 8 TH. Now, harmonic interval. So for now, grade 1, we don't need to bother about the sharp or flat yet because we only learn about the number. Next time, we will learn about the sharp and flat, and it will affect the number, which is like major, second, and so on. But that will not be in the grade 1. So D to A, harmonic interval, this is 5th. D to F sharp, this is 3rd. D to B, this will be 6th. D to E, 2nd. D, E. D, E, F, G, fourth. Now bass clef F to B flat, this is also fourth. F to A, third. F to D, sixth. F to F, 1 octave, 8 VE. F to C, fifth. There's also one thing to remember, harmonic or melodic interval, they are counting by the letter names, which is the alphabet. For example, B to C, this is interval of second. And then B to C sub, for example, this is also second, because this is, the name is B, this is C sub. Whether it has sub or not, the alphabet is just one step, B, C. So second. But if the question is B to D flat, although C sub and D flat is enharmonic, which means it will be the same place on the piano, this will be third, because B, B, C, D, like this. So you have B to C, another step, C to D, another step, right? So is the note itself is counting as 1, 1, 2, 3, third. So although C sub and D flat is on the same place on the piano, but the interval name will be different depending on the letter name given. Another example, like this, D to F sharp, D to F sharp, interval of third, because D, E, F sharp, we go to D, go to E, E, go to F. Whether it has sharp or flat, is D, E, F, 3 steps. So D, E, F, 3 letter names, third. If they are given D to G flat, although F sharp and G flat is the same place on the piano, we have D, E first, F first before we can reach G if we count by the letter names. So this will be fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is interval of fourth. For example, C, D, E. C to D sharp here, interval of second. But if they give you the name E flat, although it's here, C to E flat, it will be interval of third. 1, 2, 3. Like the one just now we did, D to F sharp, D, E, F sharp, interval of third. But if it's given the name G flat, D, E, F, G flat, fourth step. Now let's move on to another page. Above each note, add a semi-brief to make the name interval. So because it's above each note means this is harmonic interval. 7, C to B. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B. 7, like that. And now this is the one that I mentioned earlier. Second, we cannot write exactly on top C to D. It will clash. So like this, just beside and very close to each other. This is also harmonic interval. Now octave, C to C. C to G will be fifth. Fourth, C to F. Next question. Now G major, right? But actually this one doesn't matter for now. G, 5 step up, D. G, 1 step up, which is second, G, A, second. Okay, so third, G, A, B, B. 7, it will be F. So if you count one by one step by one step, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, you get 7. Now 6, G to E. Octave, it will be the same letter name, G to G, A to A, C to C, like this is called one octave. Okay, now F. B flat will be the fourth. 7, F to E. 6, F to D. Second, F to G again, right beside, not on top. Now fifth, F to C, and third, F to A. And all this start from the key note. So the key is F major. The starting note that they give you is always F, G major, G, C major, C. So what major is called key? The starting note itself, F major, F will be key note. If you still remember, in the previously we have done this. Now move on. Write the number of interval marked with the bracket. So D to G. Remember, always count from the bottom. D, E, F, G. You got 4. If you count G to D, G, A, B, C, D, you will get 5th instead. D to F sharp. Bottom to the top, D, E, F sharp. Third. So whether have sharp or not doesn't matter for now. Yeah. Then D to E, second. Okay, next question. G to B, third. G to C, fourth. Next question. G, A, second. G to E, sixth. Okay, next question. D to F sharp, third. D to D, 1 octave, 8 VE. D to E, second. Let's move on to tonic triad. Tonic triad is the first note, third note, and the fifth note of any scales. So for example, G major will be G, B, D. Let's look at the page 27. Yeah, 27 here. So we already learned scales. G major, first note, third note, fifth note, right on top of each other. For example, G major, so first note G, third note B on top, and then D on top. This is called tonic triad of G major. G, B, D. So any scale, for example, F major, first note, third note, fifth note. So F major tonic triad will be F, A, C. Let's go back to the exercise. So copy the tonic triads with the key signature. First, after the treble clef, you will need to write the key signature. G major, we have F sharp, so always clef first, and then F sharp. And then G major, of course, first note will be G, third note is B, fifth note is D. So we count G, A, B, third note, C, D, fifth note. If you are still confused, you can actually write out G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Then first, third, fifth, G, B, D. Then you can also write out if you want. Like this, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. And this will be the treble clef. So first note, third note, fifth note. Okay, so this is just a copying. And then bass clef, the sharp will be here, is fixed. Start from the lower G, G, B, D. If you start here, G, B will be here. This will also be correct, but it's a bit more difficult to write higher notes. Okay, so we stick to this one, and you just need to copy everything and memorize how to write tonic triad. So another example, F major, of course first note will be F, and you have B flat for the key signature. So F, A, C, and yeah, you actually need to write the name here so that you will remember. G major also, G major. Okay, then bass clef, B flat will be here, F first note, third note, fifth note, C. D major, we have F sharp and C sharp. So D, F sharp, third note, A. This is D major, bass clef, the place also F sharp is fixed, C sharp also fixed. So write the first sub and then second sub. Don't write C first and F. Okay, then D major, of course, is D, F sharp, and A. So You just need to copy. Now this one, without key signature, so we just write the clef. For example, D major, we don't need to write F sharp and C sharp here. Then we write the note. D first note, third note, F, A. And then D major have F sharp. So we have to put the sharp on the note itself. Actually, D major also have C sharp, but there's no C note here, so you don't need to put the C sharp. Bass clef, same thing. We have D, D, E, F, third note, F, G, A, fifth note. But we have sharp for the F sharp and C sharp, and the F appears, so we put F sharp. A never appears, so we don't need to put D major. So that's the only difference, how to write with or without key signature. C major, this is the easiest. C major don't have any sharp, don't have any flat, so C, E, G, this will do. Or if in the exam you want to write middle C, E, G, this is also fine. It's also a tonic triad so long the note is correct. So bass clef, C, E, G. No sub, no flat. Now answer the question. How many notes form a triad? 3. Here. Which note of a major scale are used to form a tonic triad? 1, 3, 5, right? So this is the answer. Circle the note used to form tonic triad. And this is in order, so very easy. C major, first note, third note, fifth note, C, D, E, F, G. D major scales, also step by step. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Like this, D, F sharp, A will be the tonic triad of D major. F major, F, A, C. 1, 3, 5. Last one, G major, G, B, D. Okay, now name the tonic triad indicated by the dots on the keyboard. So this is like the piano, 3 black key and 2 black key alternates. So 2 black key on the bottom, this will be C. If this is C, this is F. F, A, C. We always look at the most bottom one. This is F major. Now D, F sharp, A, D major. If you play piano, this will be very easy, but if not, just remember 2 black key on the bottom. This is C. So C, D, E, this is 3 black key, right? F, G, A, B, back to C. So D major for this one. And tonic triad, of course, begin on the first note. Because tonic means first, next time you will learn. So tonic means first. Triad is 3 notes. But it's not first 3 note 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 3, 5. Form 3 notes which make it a triad, but it starts from the first note. That's why it's called tonic. So this is C, C, E, G, C major. If you're confused, please write out C, E, G. And make sure to write in order. Don't write G, E, C. You will get confused. This is not tonic triad. So C, D, E, and it will be interval of third apart for all the triad. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Interval of third. Now C, E, G again. So C major. There's 2 C major. Okay. So G, B, D. G major. D, F sharp, A, D major. Now move on to the next page. Name the key of the tonic triad. First, to know what is the key, of course we have to check the key signature. You have B flat, definitely this is F major. And for grade 1, there are 2 ways of finding out. Because all the tonic triad will start from the first note for now. So first note is F, definitely is F major. For example, first note, this is C. It will definitely be C major, even if you don't check the key signature. G, B, D, right? So G is first note, it will be a G major. But if you want to double check, G major have F sharp. F sharp, C sharp, D major, it will begin on D. And D major. Now, D, F sharp, A, still the same. So long the bottom note is D, definitely it is D major. For grade 1 it's very easy, you just need to see the bottom one, but in another grade you cannot do this, we have to check all the note. So G, B, D, G major, C, E, G, C major, F, A, C, F major. Now write the tonic triads with key signature. So firstly you have to write the key signature. D major you have F sharp and C sharp. Of course, tonic triad D major begin on D, and third note F sharp, fifth note A. G major we have F sharp, G, B, D. F major we have B flat begin on F, A, C. C major no sub no flat, so begin on C, E, G, third note and fifth note. C major also C, E, G, or you want to write the higher one, C, E, G is fine. And D major we have F sharp, we have C sharp. Of course you have to write accordingly to the place. D major first note of course will be D, F sharp, A, and don't need to write any more sharp because it's already in front. And remember, key signature place is always fixed. F major also here. Never write F sharp here like this. Some students do this way, this will be wrong. So the place is fixed. Yeah, G major, F sharp, start from G, B, D. F major, B flat, and the place will always be here. F here, A here, C here, or you want to write a higher one, F, A, C is also fine. Now let's move on to the next question without key signature. So you happen to have any sharp or flat, then write on the note. For example, F major, F, A, C, but F major have B flat. There's no B note here. Then we can just move on without writing anything. D major, D, third note, F, A, F sharp. This is a bit ugly. D, F sharp, A, like this, yeah. So this one. Now G major, we have F sharp, but again F sharp, there's no F note here, they never appear. So G, B, D, then move on. C major, first, third, fifth note, C, E, G. Now C major here, let's write the top one, C, E, G. G major, G, B, D, and there's no F sharp here, so just move on. D major, D, F, A, we have F sharp, C sharp, so F have to put sharp. F major, we have B flat and never appear the B, so F, A, C, this will do. Now let's do the revisions 5. Name the key of each of the following. Or this, draw the bracket over a pair of semitones. So first one, we need to find out what is the key. Then we have to check. You have F sharp here. Although it begins on D, it doesn't mean it will be D major for now. Yeah. So we have to check whether it has any sharp, any flat. D major will have F sharp and C sharp. But in this case, there's no sharp for the C, and you only have F sharp. Means it belongs to G major and it didn't begin on the first note. So be careful. It's not always begin on the first note anymore. So this one, very easy. If there's no sharp, no flat, C major. This one you only have B flat here. This is F major. And to check the semitone, you have to find out one by one. D to C, this is a tone, so it's not. C to B, semitone. And of course we look at B to C. If you need a keyboard, like this. B to C, here, there's no black key here, and it's only one step, so this is semitone. Okay, if you need the keyboard, you can draw yourself. In the exam, they will give you a paper if you ask. So now move on. B to G, definitely is not, it's so far away. G, A, B. G, F sharp, this is semitone. F sharp to G, again, it is also a semitone. And then this also a semitone, and so on. But of course this is just example, they only need one. Draw a bracket over one pair of notes, so just one pair will be enough. So next question, we try to find C to D is not, D to E, E to C, C to D, D to F also is not. Now this is the one, F to E. Actually, there's also one trick. If there's no sharp, no flat, then look for E to F, definitely is a semitone, or B to C. If there's a sharp, definitely the next note, because F sharp to G is only one semitone. Or if there's a flat also, then look for the one before. For example, this is B flat. You need to look for the one note before, which is A. So B flat to A. This is same bar. This is flat. This is automatically flat. They don't need to write another flat. This is B flat. This is A. One pair of semitone. So like this, if you have a flat, then just move down one note. A to B flat definitely is only one semitone. If it's C major, E to F is fixed semitone, B to C is also fixed a semitone. And if a sharp, D sharp, go to the next note, there will be semitone. Or D to D sharp also can be a semitone. Even the flat one just now, B flat, you go to A, go down one step, also a semitone. So if there's a sharp or there's a flat, it will be easier to just go to the next note. But also be careful if you don't get confused, because B flat, if you go to the next note, for example, flat, you go to the next letter name C, this will be a tone, B flat to B to C. So be very careful if you want to use this trick. It is safer to always go backwards for the flat, and for the sharp, go to the next letter name. Because if you go backwards, D to C, for example, D sharp to C, this is already a lot of semitone, which is not even one. But we can always save to just check one by one. F to A to F is not, F to A is not, A to C is not, C to B flat is not, because C to B is semitone, C to B flat, this is a tone. Be careful. So B flat to C, of course, is a tone also. C to B flat, a tone. B flat to A, this is one semitone. Okay, I hope you are not confused. So let's move on. Write the key signature and the tonic triads of the given keys. F major, key signature is B flat, it's fixed here. Tonic triad 1, 3, 5, right? So first note F, third note, fifth note. G major, F sharp, G, B, D. D major, you have F sharp and C sharp, D here, F sharp, A. Now C major, no sharp, no flat, so just C, E, G. Next question, write the clef and then name the tonic triad without key signature starting on the key note given. So if this is D major, key note is given, definitely this is D. They ask you to write the clef. If this is D, this is treble or bass, so this will be bass, like this. Without key signature, we don't need to write. And then finish up the tonic triad. So D is given, F, A, and we have F sharp because D major have F sharp and C sharp. C major, this will be C, bass clef again, C, E, G, and there's no sharp, no flat. G major, first note will be G, this will be treble clef, G, B, D, and only have F sharp, there's no F here, so just move on. F major, this will be bass clef, F, A, C. Last question. Add the correct clef and accidentals to make the scale's name. Do not use a key signature. So same as this one. No need key signature. D major, first note, this is scales. If it is name scale, definitely this is first note. If it's like this, they never say it's a scale, so it doesn't have to begin on the first note. That's why G major, they can begin on any note, even a D, it's not a G. And these two so happen to begin on the first note. C major begin on C, F major begin on F. But if they already tell you it's a scale, for now everything begin on the first note. So D major, D is first note, this will be treble clef. Do not write a key signature because they want accidental. So D major have F sharp and C sharp. If it's a scale, of course it will be a complete set. Look for F sharp and C sharp and then put in both. Last question. F major first note, definitely F, and this is F in bass clef. F major we have B flat, so look for B flat and we are done.